I've been playing Dead by Daylight almost every night for the past month now. Trying to survive in your own slasher horror movie is really scary, but extremely fun.
Run out, it's fine. I have borrowed time. I can save one of them.
Oh, the jukes, run in the jukes!
Run! Oh my god, you retards.
Your access, survival instinct, and adrenaline from the horror is an addicting part of the gameplay that keeps it exciting. Although most of my friends who plays video games know about it already, trying to talk about it with my friends who don't play video games just look at me and say,
"What's going on with you? What are you talking about? You sound insane."
A large portion of my friends don't play video games, and me trying to share my love about the beauty and impact of video games with their amazing stories and gameplay mechanics can be difficult. But then I just tell them you can play as Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, and they're just like,
Henderson.
So, I'm gonna try and explain Dead by Daylight in a way that people who don't play video games can enjoy without me sounding like an insane person. So go grab some snacks, sit on down, and let me tell you about Dead by Daylight.
What's happening? I have no idea.
In each match, you play as one of 4 survivors, and try to survive a killer hunting you down. You can put on some perks and bring items that can help you survive and not die within the first 30 seconds of the game. You're not an action hero like former police boy toy Leon Snack Kennedy, or world-renowned boulder puncher Chris Redfield, but instead you're just a helpless survivor. So you can't attack the killer or try to fight back, and your only weapon is your wits or a flashlight to try and blind the killer, but it never really works.
Wait, I got a flashlight.
No, there's a hook right here.
Oh my god, just run!
Will it work? Will it work?
Come on! It's actually not gonna work, you're dead.
It won't work, I couldn't get in front of him.
Your goal is to fix 5 generators, and once all of them have been repaired, you have to run to the nearest exit door and flip the switch to open them and to escape the trial unscathed. But while you're trying to fix these generators, these skill checks would pop up to keep you on your tippy toes. And if you miss, it blows up so loud and lets the killer know where you are.
What is it, Peterson?
I'm not sure. I feel a disturbance.
The killer will constantly try to chase you down, and you can run around and slide over pallets to try and stun him. Me! But there's also these times when I'm getting chased and I know I'm gonna die anyway, so I just charge the killer like. But once he catches up and manages to hit you twice, you get downed and get brought to a hook. You can try to wiggle off, but most of the time it's too late, so you just accept it. You'll see a prompt to attempt to hook off, but you're not supposed to do this in your first time getting hooked, otherwise you'll just die quicker. The killer can also bring you to a hook down in a basement, which makes it harder for you to get out of, and easier for the killer to catch you.
Help us! I can't do it! I'm sorry, I can't do it!
Other survivors will then try to hook you off, and then you'll book it out of there.
For everyone sprint the out, just run!
If the killer catches you again and brings you to a hook, you'll hit stage 2, in which you'll have to continuously spam spacebar until someone gets you off. And actually trying to do this can seriously hurt your arm because you're just spamming your spacebar, and the moment you let go, you get brought up to the upper room and you get sacrificed to the entity. Speaking of the entity, the story is that this demonic entity thing uses killers to have them sacrifice the survivors to hooks to feed it, kinda like Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors.
Must be blood.
Tui, that's disgusting.
Must be fresh.
I don't want to hear this.
Feed me.
Does it have to be human?
Feed me.
Does it have to be mine?
Each killer has their own unique abilities and have a variety of skills to try and kill you. And they also play in first person because I guess that's only fair. The game has these originally designed killers with engrossing and tragic backstories that gives context to them. The entity chooses these killers after they have lost all hope or are filled with rage and want revenge. While others don't really have a deeper reason and are just like,
What's your motive? Billy's got one, the police are on their way, what are you gonna tell them?
Peer pressure.
They even included some killers from famous horror movies like Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, Amanda as the pig from Saw, Ghostface from Scream,
What's up?
and even the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. But out of all these killers, only one of them really shivers my timbers. One that keeps me looking over my shoulder at all times when walking around the map and carefully listen for his sounds, and no matter how many times I'm cautious, always manages to sneak up behind me. Michael Myers is single-handedly the most terrifying thing in this game. He can do this thing where instead of immediately chasing you, he can just stand there and stare at you while trying to run away.
Yeah, I'm gonna survey the area real quick in the tractor.
Oh, I see him. He's Michael.
Where?
He's up on
Where?
the hill.
Great.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's staring right at me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Actually terrifying.
He also has his own special chase music, which is straight from the soundtrack from John Carpenter's original film, and it just makes everything so much worse.
He's on my ass.
Just went straight for food. Okay.
Oh, is that me? Oh my god, he's on it.
Oh no, he's at level 3 already. Holy shit.
Something about him just being a normal dude in a white mask with a knife that just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Also, most killers have a terror radius, where the closer they are, the louder and faster your heartbeat gets as a warning to the player.
He's near, I can feel him.
I can feel him.
But Michael doesn't have a heartbeat, so he can just sneak up on you out of nowhere.
He's gonna come. He's coming right towards the people that are healing.
He's got
right
barbecue,
now.
he's got barbecue, yeah, he's got barbecue. Okay, I'm working that gen back there. There's a gen on the hallway. I'm gonna go get burned.
Although the game is good enough as it is playing by yourself, it's so much better when played with friends. You can communicate so much better and try to strategize how to go about your objectives. You would tell each other which generators to be working on and even warn the other players about the killer's location or their traps.
Did he put a trap on you, Aiden?
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, answer that question.
Yeah, he's placing a trap up top. I don't know where, but up top somewhere.
Clifford, just go work on a gen. I got.
You sure? Alright.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah,
There's
about
a trap
that.
here. Oh my god, there's another trap! Oh my god, Berg!
Or you can also get each other killed by unintentionally leading the killer towards you.
He's chasing me, bro.
We're on it, dude. Just keep surviving. We're like a quarter done, but there's three.
Oh no!
Oh my god, run!
No. Oh, he's staring! He's staring right at me!
Hey, that's something nice here.
Oh, god damn it! God damn it!
There's a gen right here.
But the only real way you can survive is with teamwork, and using your perk builds and coordination to ensure that everyone makes it out of there alive.
Gotcha. Happy Halloween, Michael.
The overall design of the game is also very scary, with the dark maps, tight corridors, and spooky mist that can hide both the survivors and the killer. The variety of environments can change the gameplay for the players, and being able to adapt to their surroundings, much like a person would in a slasher movie. So, if you're into horror movies, or just like to run around as Steve Harrington from Stranger Things,
Ahoy, ladies!
then this could be a fun game to play with your friends. It's kinda like a horror movie, but all the dumb decisions of the movie's characters instead of just you making your own dumb decisions.
What kind of healing? Oh,
Run! Move!
He doesn't know! He doesn't know!
He knows, dude, he knows! He f***ing knows!
I accidentally...
Even though the gameplay is super simple, its unique premise and scary design is what makes it all the more special. Regardless of whether or not you play video games, Dead by Daylight can be a terrifying experience that I definitely recommend all horror fans to try.
Oh my f***ing god!
I'm assuming Bird just triggered a trap.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, we win this game. We scale way harder.
That's amazing.
So, like, I wasn't totally focused in there.
Alright, thank you so much for watching. If there's any other games that your friends also talk about and you just have like no idea what the hell's going on, just comment it down below. The next game I'll be explaining will probably be the Resident Evil series, so make sure you subscribe to see when that's up. Alright, later, peace.
Let me tell you.